Hello, you should be able to hear me now. Okay, sorry. Every time I do this, it always shuts down and then opens again, but I'm here now. Hi, Ralph. Can you just start
Hello.
with the team news, if that's all right?
Yeah, that's all right. So we have another two injuries. Ori Romeo's season is over. Surgery on Monday means 3 months out. He has a fracture on his ankle, and definitely the season is over for him. Will take minimum 3 months until he's back. Taki Minamino is out for the weekend with a light muscle injury. And that leaves us with also Ibra and Kyle Walker-Peters not available, Theo Walcott not available, Michael Wafemi and Will Smallborn also injured. That's it.
Okay, so a fair few injuries there. Wanted to ask you about Everton. How much of a boost would it be for your side to get a win against them? And how much of a boost does your team need right now?
Every team needs wins, not only us. I mean, we had a very good game against them in the first half of the season, one of our best home games this season, and very dominating. We are, I don't want to say a completely different team now, but we have in the moment. So to find the mindset for getting wins again, I know that we have not the same team on the pitch like we had at that time, but it's still what I think not so much missing of winning games. We had in every game our chances to win it. In the last month, we only did it in the cup, not in the league. We have to find a way back to perform with the players we have. Yes, we have a few injuries problems, but we are not tired or not fit or don't play good football. There are some small things missing, and this is what we have to put on the pitch to turn things around.
Everton, of course, hoping to continue their European push. How much of a threat are they likely to be come Monday?
Strong side, but I remember when they were coming to us in autumn, they were unbeaten, and we played a fantastic game against them, beat them the first time this season. I think we have been the first team that managed to beat them. And yes, I mean, that they smart teams have quality. All this is nothing new. And yeah, we have to go there and give our best.
Okay, thanks ever so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. We will go to Chris Temple at PLP.
Hi, Ralph. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sorry for the delay there. It was a technical issue as well for me. A quick question on regrouping. You spoke after the Leeds game about you needed to regroup and you needed to find an explanation for the second half, particularly at Leeds. What have you found and how have you regrouped over these last few days?
I think we lost against a team that was simply more investing in the second half. The coming out of us after the halftime was again not what we have to do. We had a chance, and then the reverse gear before the goal was not perfect. The behavior, the tactical behavior, and everything was far away from how you have to defend in such a situation. And it's definitely not possible after such a good first half to come out that lazy and give the game away so easily. I think the first goal was very important in this game because at that moment the opponent, the other one, had to open and to be more, give you more space. And when you do this against Leeds, then it's difficult. But we spoke about that. We showed the guys. I think it was a very clear analysis of why we lost this game. And finally, we are more struggling with the injuries we had in this game than with the result, because it was deserved that we lost there. And now we have to find a group that gives us more chances on Monday.
Of course, everyone knows about the high intensity style that you like to play, and it's harder when you don't have bodies, I guess, to rotate because of injuries. But does that high intensity style become harder to execute when confidence is a little bit low and belief is a little bit lower?
I don't think that it is harder when confidence is low. It's harder, it seems in a moment to be harder when we have only 2 days rest to come back. This is for us. We had again the highest stats or the third highest this season against Leeds, what means running and sprinting. So you see that we are not tired or cannot do it, but a lack of concentration in some moments costs us points. And yes, this is definitely always it was after cup games when we played on the weekend, or it was now after a game when we again play 2 days later or 3 days later, that we are struggling a little bit with finding of over 90 minutes a good performance.
Finally, for me, Ralph, the gap to the bottom 3 is 8 points at the moment. I'm sure you look up the table, but is that something you need to be aware of, given the run of form you're in at the moment?
We look to come back to win a game, and this is tough enough in the Premier League, and we know this. Don't have to tell us how far away we are from the relegation zone. With 30 points, you are relegating. This is definitely, we will not stay in the league. So we have to win games, and we have 14 left, but it's not about jumping over the line in the last games. It's about coming as quick as possible back to a winning team, and we have this potential, but it's not enough to know this. It's important to show this, and this is what we have to do in the next weeks.
All the best for Monday. Thank you, Ralph.
Thank you.
Okay, James at Radio Silent.
Hello, Ralph. No Adam this week, so hopefully some slightly different questions. A little bit more interesting, maybe. We'll find out in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, obviously much has been made about second halves haven't been quite as good as first halves. Do you think that maybe this next game, if the team scores in the first half, holds on to it and wins the game, that will be a whole new ball game going into the next few weeks?
Oh, yeah, the win can help us, definitely. I mean, we had shown also a few weeks ago that we can definitely play two good halves, because against Wolves in the second half, we win the game. So it's not always like this, but it seems that especially after halftime, we are sometimes a little bit lacking of concentration. It was against Wolves like this, and it was against Leeds now the same. Yes, this is an issue, but we also showed that we can do it much better, and we have to find the right mindset. We are again punished from injuries. Ori hurts us massively. I don't know who plays on the 6th on the weekend. In long-term injuries for our small squad, even more. It's again up to the young players to play, and we know how difficult this is for us, because this is Premier League, and a team that is in the moment still struggling with getting results. To step in then as a young player is maybe not the best you can imagine, but yeah, the situation we are in the moment needs to look at every option we have, because there are not a lot.
Sure. Just one more from me. Everything's great in hindsight. Of course it is. But do you think a little bit now back to January, and you think, well, in the situation you're in, do you regret a little bit not signing a specialist right back?
If you had given me one that is possible to sign, and that we are able to get this player in, we would have done it. You can be sure. But I can only tell you what I get told, that teams in the winter didn't want to give players away because of the strange situation we have been in, and we tried everything, you can be sure, to get players in with the limits we have, and even there it was not possible to find an alternative. We were still till the last minute on some players, but in the end the clubs decided to not let them go, and that's the reason why we then took Taki Minamino, who also helped us so far with a few important goals. So we take what we get in a moment, or in winter break. It was not a lot.
Sure. And thank you very much. Good. Very best of luck for Monday. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Kev. We'll go to Hidey tomorrow.
Hi, Ralph. Can I just ask you about the Minamino injury? What part of the body would it be?
Hamstring, slightly problem in the hamstring, so he's out for the weekend. Maybe comes back next week. It's not a big injury.
Okay. Is that something that happened during the Leeds match, or is it just an accumulation of having training and matches?
Oh, he slipped away. We rested him from the beginning because we knew that 3 games in a week after having played so long would be too much for him. And that was the reason why we kept him at first on the bench and wanted to sub him in. And then it was very slippery. The pitch was not good in Leeds, and after the first movement, I think he struggled with his hamstring. He still finished the game because we couldn't change anymore, but it was definitely not perfect.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Jim at PA.
Hi, Ralph. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Do you feel you're maybe now Southampton squad paying the price for not a proper pre-season with all of these injuries coming along and having to play more games?
Yeah, it is, this season is a never-ending story. Since our fantastic run in autumn, it started with the Ings injury, and then as soon as we had Yannick out and Kyle out, and so that was the way how it started, and it never ended. And it's clear that it was hard to end because we had the most intense time over Christmas with less chances to rotate. So you always play the players until they are injured. I think Ori was then the next one, and then we had only 1/6, and Ibra, Theo were out. So it was always a problem with never playing with the best possibility. But you know, the only team that struggles with injuries. But I think it hurt it very much this season. Yes.
Have you looked internally at anything you're doing to try and manage that, to try and manage the load, or impossible with all the games you have to play?
Yeah, we tried. We tried to manage the load like we did in the last game, but you see, then it's tough to win games. And as I said, what is the conclusion for the future? I mean, we definitely see that we have a lot of young players. They are not so far to help us immediately. So we need to have a bigger squad in the future. This is what we know. And therefore you need maybe a lot of money to get this, because otherwise it's tough to get players, they help you immediately in the Premier League.
And just finally, Ralph, what do you feel you maybe learnt about yourself during this tough run? You obviously had a lot of plaudits when things were going very well. Have you managed to sort of just keep yourself leveled through everything?
I mean, our job is to see results or to see performances apart from the results you get. And I think it's not the time to dream. It's about the time to see realities. And I really like to develop young players, and I really like to push them to become one-time Premier League team players. But it is not so easy. A Premier League player has something special, and you cannot make from every young player a Premier League player. This is not possible. And this is what we have seen now, and definitely have to find the right changes for the future, because otherwise we will always end up in a situation that we have 2-3 good months to step up, and then this is enough for staying in the league or being in a comfortable position, and then end up between 10 or 20. But this is not what we want here. We want to be more successful, and this is only possible if you have a bigger squad and better players in the width of the squad. And this is the goal for the future, I think. Otherwise, you never make a step forward.
Thanks very much. Good luck on Monday. Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to the section embargoed for 10:30 this evening and start off with Dan Sheldon at The Athletic.
Thank you, Jordan. Good afternoon, Ralph.
Good afternoon.
How are you staying positive at the moment? Because obviously results haven't been great, and every week you get another setback with an injury, and you've obviously got to stand in front of your players and try and spur them on. How are you finding that at the moment when you must be finding it so tough yourself?
When you look out of the window, the sun is shining, and it's still the best job in the world you can do. And I enjoy playing and working with my players, seeing them working hard on the pitch. Hopefully I find the right words, hopefully I find the right decisions, and do the best I can to help them to win games. And this is our job, and it's not always winning, but so like the sun shines outside, hopefully the sun shines on us on Monday evening. It would be nice.
And one dilemma you've got now going into Monday's game is who plays alongside James Ward-Prowse, assuming, fingers crossed, he stays fit over the weekend. Have you given that much thought? Obviously, Alex came in against Man United, and it was unfortunate what happened to him, but then you've also got Kegs as well.
Yeah, that's it. But we have to say that we are always then a strong team if we are committed and working together. And it's not so much about about individual quality. It's more about the mindset to work together and to fight together. Then we have a chance also with maybe not the best 11 to win games. We have shown this in the past. It's more difficult, definitely, against a strong side. Always in the Premier League, the problem is that it's never against easy sides, so it's always against good teams. But we have to do what we can do. I can tell them on Saturday and on Sunday that Ori is not playing. It definitely will not help us because he will also be out for the next 2 months. So we have to find solutions. This is our job, what we have to do. And you can be sure that we find some.
Thank you. I'm sorry to hear about Ori's setback. Good luck for Monday.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, Ben Stanfield.
Afternoon, Ralph. You were talking there about mindset, Ralph, and trying to improve the players' mindset. Of course, it wasn't great to hear after the Leeds game you having to say that the players had given up. It's probably a lot easier to work on tactics and in the auditorium and things like that. So how easy or hard is it to just try and encourage the players to improve their mindset when they're going through such a tough run?
Yeah, it's everything about winning in football. And if you offer them some options this week to get some wins in the sessions, I think can help you building up a mentality. That is what you need to do. And as I said, I have still the feeling that this team has the quality to win games. We are not so far away from what we have played in our best time, to be honest, because we have still a lot of chances. We don't give a lot of chances. Okay, in the last game against Leeds, if they have space, they create against every team a lot of chances because they are physically and mentally very strong in the moment because they have a good run. So it is never easy. Every team gave them a lot of chances, but against Chelsea, I think I didn't see a lot. If we didn't give them a penalty, I think it was also a chance to win this game. So as you see, when you see the performance, a part of from the result in the last months, I think we didn't get what we could get. I think, and to find this tool to bring the 50-50 games on our side, to let them fall on our side, I think this is the challenge we have in the next weeks.
And obviously injuries have been a big blow, as we know. You mentioned the other week that, of course, you're not getting a chance to use a lot of the rehab facilities at the club and things like that. Earlier this week, the Prime Minister set out a bit of a roadmap for the country. I just wondered within the club, Ralph, whether there's a bit of a roadmap about when you may be able to start using some of those facilities that might help injury and recovery.
We're all hoping that everything comes back to normal. We're all hoping to get the vaccines for all the people in the country as soon as possible. I must say, what England did in this vaccine topic is amazing for me, really, and it gives everybody a big hope. The spring is coming, and hopefully also that people can work like they have done before, and we are also getting the chance to work like we have done it before, and it would be great for everybody, yes, and this gives it definitely a lift.
Great, thanks, Ralph.
Thank you.
Okay, Tom Crocker.
Hi, Ralph. Obviously, like I said, a big blow to lose Ori. He's such an important player, but obviously never a good time to get injured. But how much are you going to miss his leadership during this tough run as well? I guess you need someone else to sort of step up and take on that sort of role that he provides as well in the team.
It's a big loss, that definitely, from his personality and everything. But it is how it is. What can I do? I cannot make it unhappen. So we have to make the other strong who steps in for him. And this is my job, and not wish him all the best. I know that he supports us as much as he can from outside. And he was just in my office and said how he felt immediately that it is more than only a small injury. And the pictures showed that he was right. And finally, hopefully he's coming back stronger, and after this season, there's hopefully another one.
Can I just check exactly how it happened? It looked like he maybe got his foot stuck in the ground, did he? Or was it a tackle more? What was the main reason?
No.
Do you know why?
Strange injury, only a bad step from the right one. This is a simple. I don't know if there was a injury before, or they don't know it, but some things like this can happen very quickly. Maybe when you have a little bit of stress and a lot of games happened in the past, but he was also out. So he was just coming back, and it's strange, yeah.
If I'm just quickly add on that, obviously you say you lost Taki as well because of the slipping on the pitch. Would you expect a better sort of pitch? I know it's new, at least they've had a bit of problems with it. Would you have expected a better sort of pitch at this level, Premier League level, than a lot of players had problems with that pitch on Monday or Wednesday? Sorry.
Yeah, I've never seen such a slippery pitch so far. I know that they train 3 times a week on this pitch, and then you could also see that they are more used to it than we have been. For the Premier League, I know that we have other levels, I think, so far. So, but in Germany, at this time of the year, normally the pitches are worse than England. So it is strange that I've never seen such a bad pitch in England so far. But it helps their game definitely more than ours, I think.
Thank you, Ralph. All the best Monday. Cheers.
Thank you.
Okay, Jordan Davies at the Sun.
Afternoon, Ralph. You mentioned after the game on Tuesday how Leeds were smart and nasty with how they were breaking up play. Is that something that you would like your team to do more of, especially now you're fighting to get points lower down in the table? And how do you teach players to be that smarter, that much smarter in that sense?
Yeah, I mean, we are definitely sometimes a little bit too nice, or we have been in the last weeks a little bit too nice. When we have a player from the opponent laying in our box, then we play the ball out. And when the opponent doesn't win the ball, they make a tactical foul and stop our attack. So this is something of a behavior we have here, a little bit too nice, but it's hard to change this because this is our mentality, this is our character. And the only problem is that you always get punished when you are nice or when you are correct and staying and sticking to the rules if you want to. Sometimes it's important in football to be a little bit nasty. We are nasty to be aggressive and to run a lot and to be always attacking like wild. But in this part, definitely, we are not the smartest ones.
And do you have any? Have you had any experience in the past of kind of making teams nastier? How do you kind of get that into them that you need to?
Yes, I had, but to be honest, I changed this behavior as a manager also because I had a year when I was promoting with Ingolstadt and we were, I think, the most nasty team in the league. And to be honest, in the end, it doesn't make you happy, also not as a manager, because it's a kind of behavior that that's normally why I love the English football so much, because it is always honest and they don't roll away the players. They try to stand on the feet. It's still far away from all other leagues, I think, in the world that the football is more honest, and this is why I like it so much.
And thanks, Ralph, and good luck on Monday.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, Tom Leach.
Hello, Ralph. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Can I ask about the other injured players, just to kind of understand the time frame involved on it all? I know it's really difficult to put exact dates on injuries, but for Ibrahima Diallo, Theo Walcott and Carl Walker-Peters, how far along are they in their progress?
Diallo, maybe Sheffield, Walker-Peters, Sheffield maybe a little bit too early. Theo Walcott after the international break, maybe. Overfemi next year, Smallborn next season, or Romeo next season.
Okay, brilliant, Ralph. Thank you. I know you're on a more positive note, I guess. I know you're as excited as we are about fans returning.
Taki Minamino, as I said, next week.
Yeah. That's brilliant. Thank
you. For the good news, eh?
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. At least a little boost. On a bigger boost, though, if I can ask about the prospect of fans returning, which is obviously something that I know you're as excited about as we are. Under the current plan, it looks like Southampton fans won't really return this season because the last game of the season is away at West Ham. So West Ham fans will return. Southampton fans probably won't. I doubt there'll be away fans at that game. You'll probably be surprised to hear that David Moyes says that he thinks that's actually unfair. He wants there to be a Southampton game where Southampton fans can watch and then a West Ham one. Would you agree with that? And would you be willing to kind of urge the Premier League maybe to move the last few weeks of the season just to allow that to happen?
I mean, it was surprising for the Premier League also, this message. It came very, very quick. And why exactly on this date? I mean, We see now a progress in the numbers and in the vaccines. Everything goes in the right direction. For me, it's a little bit too early to speak about why on this date or on this date. Yes, it would be more fair if you have a home and an away game in the end for spectators to come. For me, the most important thing, to be honest, is that they get the chance to come back as quick as possible. And I think if we can do it 4 games, then do it 4 games. If it is for 2 games, do it for 2 games, but try to do everything to bring them back as quick as possible.
Another one as well, obviously, at the end of the season is the FA Cup games with games at Wembley. I mean, I'm not sure if you've already been asked about that, but even just the prospect of fans coming back for those games, that must be so exciting.
But at first we have to win against Bournemouth, and then we can speak about the games at Wembley. But we have the chance to go there. This is another big target we have definitely this season still, and it would be fantastic definitely. But at first we have to go there.
Brilliant, Ralph. Thank you. Best of luck on Monday.
Thanks a lot.